Hey, what up? This is Jenny with Honeycut Kitchen. Today I wanted to do a little walk through a convenience store. Really I was looking for a truck stop, but I'm in like downtown LA right now, and so what I have around me is a 7-Eleven, so that's where I'm gonna pop in. Missouri is where I grew up, and I did a lot of road trips when I was young, spent a lot of time on the highway between kind of like family that lived in different parts of the state, and so we'd always stop at truck stops. They're really hilarious, especially in the Midwest. Like, there's a whole bunch of really fun tchotchkes and weird things and clothes and stuffed animals and weird stuff, but there's also a lot of really weird snacks. So I ran into like tons of snack cakes all the time at the truck stops in Missouri, and gas stations too, and they'll be in the convenience store in the 7-Eleven that I'm about to walk into for sure. In fact, it's one of the biggest channels for the snack cake category and where kind of a lot of the sales are done, which is so interesting, and I can't wait till the day we're kind of available as a healthy alternative in all of these formats too. But what I wanted to do is go into this kind of format, gas station, truck stop, convenience store, and walk through some of the options and just like look at what you could possibly eat there if you were trying to find something healthy, because that is like a big challenge. It's a challenge just generally in America to find healthy options. It's definitely a challenge in the Midwest to find healthy options. I know from a lot of experience, and I think one of like the hardest places to find good options for sure is when you're on a road trip. I was taking a road trip with my sister when she graduated college like a couple years ago, and we did like a trip around the whole US, and what we ended up doing was spending a lot of time honestly at like Walmart parking lots and in Walmart itself, which is where I kept running into the snack cake and realized that this was like a big market that I felt like hadn't been healthified, and like a nostalgic food that I still loved and wanted to eat all the time, but I didn't feel good about eating because it wasn't really good for you. And when my sister and I took this trip, we did have a pretty hard time trying to find healthy options on the road. And I'll just walk through some of the things that I think could be good alternatives for you if you are on the fly and trying to find something good to eat. And that was my windshield wiper. Okay, bye. Fuck. Let's see if I can do this. I'm getting pretty nervous at the moment. Alrighty, all right. This is definitely not the spot. We'll turn it around. The candy aisle, the scary aisle, the protein bar aisle. So this aisle is pretty good actually, especially if you're trying to track macros, which probably anybody who's watching this and thinking about health would be. Love RX Bar. Our cakes actually have a pretty good profile, pretty similar to RX Bar, fortified with kind of protein, but generally just minimal ingredients, a little bit of healthy sugars, and good for you. If you want something sweet, you could do the Lenny and Larry's, but I think they have pretty high sugar content for what I actually am looking for, and I always eat the whole thing. Power Crunch is pretty good and they're fun, but if you're on a road trip in a hot car, they melt on you pretty quick. Let's see, where's the Quest? Quest is my favorite. These are the Quest guys. Favorite flavor is not actually here, but the mocha chocolate chip is fun, and mint chocolate is also fun. I don't really get to have those often. Obviously, the pricing here is a little bit more expensive, but yes, this is like, that's what you're facing, right? You have like one alternative right next to all of this stuff, and then you have the crazy ice cream, all of the cereals, like nobody wants that. Well, you want it, but you shouldn't have it. Cheetos, one of my favorites. Don't ever mess with these guys. Definitely haven't drank a soda in a very long time. These are actually pretty good for you to be able to try out and fit into your macros. Nuts. Nuts are really great, but if you get ones that are kind of like chocolate coated, it's not gonna hit any of your numbers very well. These are good options, especially compared to some of the other stuff that you're gonna find at a gas station, but I would stick with like the whole almonds. I'm not afraid of salt, so I do like the roasted and salted sometimes. kind of the hardest thing for those for me is going to be eating the whole pack. So you can get kind of some of these like prepackaged ones too that will help. I saw over here Pitos. I actually know this company. I met with their CEO a while ago. So they're like a healthy alternative to the Cheeto, which you just heard me talking about. It's like my favorite thing. So they're actually a pretty good option for you. They're made with pea protein per serving. They're definitely higher protein and fiber, I would imagine, than the actual Cheetos. I hate to do this to my boy Chester, but and I also think that they're lower sodium. So anyways, you can read about them, but you will find like some gas stations will have a good alternative to some of the common things, but they can be a little bit harder to find. Like this is obviously merchandised over by the corn nuts and like the nuts, so that's a little bit confusing. Well, we do have some kombucha, some juices. I usually stay away from juices because they're higher sugar. Same with nakeds, honestly, but if you kind of need a higher calorie thing and you just want some nutrients, it's definitely not a problem. I don't really mess with the beef jerky, but cheese is always a good option. And then you have chobani and some fresh cut fruit. We kind of came up with, if you can find a healthy alternative to any of the chip options, that could work. Cheese sticks, Greek yogurt, the fresh fruit, definitely sticking with the nuts and then the protein bars. But it's really hard in a gas station actually. You really do have to try to stay away from most of the things. And for me, like I usually shop at healthy grocery stores, so when I'm at a gas station is one of the only times that I'll actually be faced with some of like my favorite childhood snacks like that, or a Walmart like I mentioned, that I haven't seen in a really long time. So like the indulgences, or the cravings rather, will kind of get you. And then yeah, they have all their like coffee creamers and stuff that you always want to get too, because I mean, I never even put myself in a situation where I get faced with this type of stuff unless I'm forced to, like I said, at a gas station. And that is what is so challenging about all of this. This is a company that I've been eating for a while too. I don't know why it was hiding. It's hiding over by the cookies, I guess. I've never had their snickerdoodle flavor, but I'm gonna try them. They have peanut butter cup snickerdoodle sweet and salty. I've never had that one. And they have birthday cake too. There's options out here, people, but they can be kind of hard to find. So you kind of have to put like your blinders on. Blinders, like I said too, from this entire aisle of stuff, which eventually maybe we'll be, I mean, we definitely will be at. Maybe when we edit the YouTube video, we'll just like put us right here in this little space. Anyway, all right, that's it, and I'm done. Let's hope that this is useful material. Thanks, bye.